Hey, hey, hey. I just thought I would come on and share some simple things that I am doing, some changes that I'm making in preparation, rather be prepared and not need, not need it than to need it and not be prepared for it. Or even when the opportunity comes about, if you're not prepared to take advantage of that opportunity, then it's not your opportunity. But what can we do to prepare for, things are ever changing. Things are very uncertain at this time. So instead of panicking, let's stop, sit back, and just process some information, some common sense things we can do. For example, if you've never done a budget before, now's a good time to create a budget. And the type of budget I'm talking about right now would be the bare minimum budget, the ramen noodle type of budget. Where you're basically, I'm not saying eat ramen noodle, that's not what I'm saying, but I'm saying lay, just for your basics, your absolute basics. What do I need to survive? What do I need to live right now? Okay, so those are the types of things that you're going to buy. You're going to curb your spending. Only spend on needs. Do I absolutely positively need this? Is this a need? Okay, for my health and well-being. If I need it, then absolutely. Okay, so that, create a contingency plan. Worst case scenario. So if your living situation is such that your overhead is very high, well, worst case scenario, if you lose your job, okay, if your industry does not bounce back, what will you do if that house that you have, 15, 18, $1,900 mortgage, will you be able to afford that? So, just some worst case scenarios that we need to think about ahead of time. It's just planning and preparation. Increase your skill set. I'm a YouTube girl. As far as I get on YouTube, I tell people nowadays there's no reason for people to be ignorant of anything. Between Google and YouTube, you can learn, just about anything you need to learn. So invest your time in that. Learn a new skill set. Hone in your current skill set. How can you up your game in your current market? Is your industry is your industry gonna be affected, beyond repair, in the sense that, if you, for example, work, for a small firm, is this firm gonna bounce back and come back, after this is all over? If the likelihood is no, then you might want to consider now a career change. Not immediately, but definitely start looking at the possibility of that. Would you need to go back to school for it? Do some research online on YouTube. Find out more about that industry that you've been thinking about getting into. That would be something good to do. Check on your family and friends. I mean, I checked on my circle. We all have a circle. Check on those people, call them, speak with them, video chat with them, and make sure, they're good. Make sure they know that you love them, that you're here for them. Now, some other things, curb your spending. No big ticket items right now. No big ticket items. Do not spend on extra, unnecessary stuff. You know, in time, this too shall pass, like everything before has passed. For those of us with faith in God, we know we can look back and say, wow, he brought me through XYZ. Certainly the same God will bring me through this now. But he also give us wisdom and he give us knowledge. And one of the commands is to, with all thy, getting, get wisdom, get understanding, get knowledge. So we need to be wise, okay, on how to navigate this earthly, process that we have to go through. So educate yourself, educate yourself. Get online, take they're free classes. I mean, I didn't know anything about stocks and I still don't know a whole lot, but guess what? What I've learned is from YouTube. I follow some simple, common sense people. The one person in particular is Tila Holcomb. I highly recommend her because she makes it simple. She's not from the, stock background per se. That is not her, educational background. So she teaches it in a common sense way. I learned a lot. So people were stockpiling on toilet paper. I was buying stocks. Okay. Do your research. Do your research. Do not panic. Do not make decisions from a place of, panic and emotions. Think logically. What do I need to get through this? And if we make the right moves, make the right decisions, those of us who will make the right moves and right decisions, we can come out ahead at the end of this. We really can. So, like I said, another example would be real estate investment. If you thought about real estate investment, you can guarantee that there will be a fallout as far as, foreclosures. There's going to be a surge of that. Of course, when people lose their jobs, what happens? They cannot pay their bills. You cannot pay your mortgage. What happens? You lose your house. you know the other thing too, from the emotional standpoint, some people start to think, during a crisis like this, do I need all of this house? Do I need, all of this extra space? And sometimes they decide to sell and downsize their lives because they start to rethink what's really important in life. You see, so there will be a lot of fallout. So if you're someone who had thought about investing in real estate, if your credit is not where it needs to be, get your credit in order now. These things are not going to happen within the next, month or two. I mean, the fallout, we're going to see the fallout from this situation for years to come. So let's say you prepare yourself for 6 months to a year from now. You know, that's enough time to get your credit on point. That's enough time to save up a few dollars. If you cut out cable right now, so don't say, well, oh, okay, I cut out cable, so I have this extra, $150. Take that extra $150 and save it. Because if you just cut out the cable, but you wind up spending that 150 on something else, have you really made the smart decision? No. Take that extra 150, put it into a savings account for, and give it a name. Okay, for my real estate investment. And so every month when that cable bill is due, you're going to do that. Now, I would recommend that you do auto save on that, just like you would have done that auto payment to the cable company of that 150 a month to make sure your cable doesn't get cut off. I would recommend that you do the same thing. So now auto pay to yourself, to a savings account, that 150 a month. So just a few common sense things we can do. Okay. Do not panic. Preparation is key. I've realized over my lifetime that being prepared is essential for my sanity. That's why I stay calm in the midst of the storm. Besides the fact that my faith and hope, and everything that I am is in God, for me, it's also being prepared. I need to know, I take responsibility no matter what's going on out there. What can I do to make sure I'm in a better position? So I'm just advising that consider some of it. If some of what I've said made sense to you and it works for you, absolutely do it. Stop the spending. Pay minimum payments on credit cards to keep your credit good. Save your cash. Save your cash. Get on YouTube, learn as much as you can about what, about investing, about credit, about debt, about budgeting, potentially about a new career that you can get into. You know, just get ready, okay? You can do this. We can do it.